I came back home tired. Not tired from the journey, but tired from the years I stayed away. I stepped off the bus in the evening just as the sun was going down. The air felt familiar, but my heart felt heavy. I carried my bag slowly, like someone who was not sure she deserved to arrive. The path to my mother's house had not changed much. The dusty road was still there. Children were still playing by the side, laughing like nothing ever leaves this place. But with every step I took, guilt followed me. I had left years ago, promising I would come back often. At first, I called. Then the calls became fewer. Then they stopped. Each time I thought of returning, I told myself there was still time. When I reached the house, the door was slightly open. I stood there for a moment, afraid to knock. I wondered if my mother still lived there, or if someone else had taken her in. I knocked softly. "Who is it?" she asked. Her voice had not changed. It was still calm, still gentle. "It's me, Mama," I said. There was a pause. Then I heard her slow footsteps coming toward the door. She opened it and looked at me for a long time without speaking. Her face had aged. Her hair was almost completely gray. But her eyes looked like someone who had been waiting. I hugged her. She felt smaller than I remembered, thin, fragile. She did not cry. She did not ask questions. She only held me and said quietly, "You came back." That night she cooked like nothing had happened. She served me more food than I could eat. She sat across from me, watching as I tried to swallow my shame with every bite. Words stayed in my throat. I wanted to explain. I wanted to apologize. But silence felt easier. When I went to bed, I heard her walking outside my room. Her steps were slow, careful. I told myself it was normal. She was old. Sleep comes and goes at that age. But the second night, it happened again. This time she stopped outside my door. She did not knock. She did not speak. She just stood there. I lay still, listening to her breathing through the door. I wanted to open it. I didn't. In the morning, she was already sitting outside, facing the road. "Did you sleep well?" she asked. I nodded. I didn't tell her what I heard. Later that day, I met an old neighbor. She held my hand tightly when she saw me. "You finally came back," she said. Before I could answer, she added quietly, "Your mother used to set food for you every day, even when you weren't here." I laughed, thinking she was joking. She wasn't. "She said you would return," the woman continued. "Every evening she sat outside and waited." That night, I stayed awake. When I heard footsteps again, I opened my eyes. She was standing outside my door. This time, I heard her whisper, "She is home now." The next morning, my mother did not wake up. I found her lying peacefully on her bed. Her hands were folded on her chest. Her face was calm, like someone who had finished waiting. People came later. The elders spoke softly. One of them said, "She was waiting for you." The funeral was quiet. I stayed one more night before leaving. I sat on her chair outside, looking at the road she used to watch every evening. When I left in the morning, I looked back one last time. The window of her room was slightly open. The curtain moved gently with the wind. And for the first time since I returned, I understood the truth. I came home, but I came too late.